All right. So today's stories are going to be about one of my good friends, Jim Bob. I've written them down because it's much easier format to be able to bring them up that way. Um, well, first of all, what do you think about Jim Bob?
What do I think about?
Jim Bob. Yeah.
He's cool. I like him. He's a good buddy.
Yeah.
Known him for quite a while now.
So the first one is hit by a van. So
I don't think I know this one.
you don't know the hit by the van story?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. He's definitely gonna have to review this after I tell the story. Okay. So first things first. We as kids we used to always ride our bikes everywhere around town. I mean that was our number one way of transportation. When we weren't riding our bikes, I mean we were walking around town, but we rode our bikes around Moundsville everywhere. But me and my buddy James, we went over to his house, and we were going to stay the night. So we packed our bags, our backpacks, and I headed over to Doug's house to stay the night. Well, James, as a joke, he brought some cream that was not intended to be put on your face. It was anal cream. And it was his mom's or sister's, I can't remember. Somebody else's. And he told Jim Bob that it was acne cream. And Jim Bob took a big handful of it and put it all over his face. And, we were laughing because, I mean, he obviously didn't have acne cream on his face. He had
anal cream.
Yes, anal cream on his face. And so that was pretty funny. Am I kind of low?
I don't think so.
No?
You sound fine.
Okay. Anyways, so I mean that was kind of funny, but it is definitely a pivotal part of the this whole thing. So the next day we get up and we go home. Well, James forgot his backpack. We were like halfway home and he's like, "Oh man, I forgot my backpack. Shit. I'll have to get a hold of and have run it back over to me." So that's what we did. We got a hold of Doug and we were like, "Hey, James left his stuff over there. Is there any way that you could bring it back over?" He's like, "Yeah." So he put it on over his shoulder and he's riding his bike over to James's house, and a van hits him, and it was a hit and run. Went flying off of his bike, and he had those old DC shoes. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like
skater shoes.
Yeah, skater shoes are real loose. Like you don't tie them.
No.
They both flew off and got lost, and it took us some time to find those things. But he was laying there in the road, and as he was laying in the road, some people that he went to school with, because he went to a different high school than us. We went to John Marshall, and he went to private Catholic school. And a couple people that he went to school with was walking down the street and witnessed the ambulance come and cut his pants off of him, which was embarrassing. Well, he ended up in the hospital because he got hit by a freaking van. He was fine, and the guy actually got in trouble because he hit and ran, and the police confiscated the bag with the anal cream in it, and it was James's bag. It wasn't, Doug's bag. It had James's literal name like stitched into it. It was one of those John Marshall like high school like duffel bags with the name stitched in it. And when James got his bag back, the anal cream was nowhere to be found. But since then, Doug has never rode a bike after that.
When was that? How old was he?
I was 16, 15, something like that. It's pretty young. This is when James's sister still lived at their house. So, I mean, it was a long time ago. The next one that I have written down is... I'll skip out one because that one's, like, probably the most recent. Drop the steak. We'll go with drop the steak. We were at a restaurant and he ordered. He's really particular about his food and about how things are done. So he orders this steak well done. Well, it came out well done, but he also ordered no onions and no mushrooms on it. Well, it came out with mushrooms and onions. So he said, "Can you please take it back and like put it back on the grill a little bit and just kind of flip it over a couple times?" So mind you, all of our food came out. Well, they took the steak back, they put it on the grill, but by the time that the steak came back out, we were all done with our food, and it came back like a hockey puck. It was like super dry, really freaking hard. He's sitting there trying to cut into it, and then drops it on the floor. Says, "There goes $10 right there on the floor." Another thing. I will not eat this wheat bread. Eating at Ruby Tuesdays. He orders a burger, comes out on wheat bread. And he screams across the store, "Excuse me, ma'am. I will not eat this wheat bread." My mom and my stepdad are there, and they're like, "Oh, my God." She's yelling at him. They're like, "Oh, no." Oh, shit.
Your mom probably wasn't too happy.
Oh, no, she was fucking pissed. Antler fries. Here we go. This is a good one. Antler fries. So, I forget where we were going. I think we were going to my mom's house from my buddy Wesley's house. Anyways, my buddy Wesley was he was in his mom's Jeep and was right behind us, and we were going to back roads. This was like this is real late at night. It's like, I don't know, like 1 a.m. We're driving, and Wesley's like hauling ass, and Jim Bob is like right on us. And my wife, well, my girlfriend and I at the time, we were in the back seat, and Doug was trailing us pretty hard. And a deer jumps out in front of the Jeep, and Wesley like has like no choice but to like slowly ease into the brakes and then try to swerve and avoid it. Because it's like on our ass so hard. So in doing that, he hits the mother deer and like breaks all of her legs. And Jim Bob pulls his e-brake and drifts beside Wesley and kills 2 baby deer that are following its mother. And they leave imprints on the back door and the front door, driver's side door. So he's got these 2 big ass dents on the side of his vehicle. Well, we get out and we're like, "Oh my God," you know? we're looking around for these baby deer, and they are nowhere to be found. They like flew down over the hill or something, and we could not find them. And the mom deer's sitting there like trying to get up, and it's like all of her legs are broken. So Wesley calls the police and was like, "Hey, there's been an accident. We need you to come down here, and we'll do whatever." Well, the cop shows up, and my wife and I were like, or my girlfriend at the time, my wife Molly. But anyways, we're like, "Hey, this deer, it's like, it's." We're trying to talk to the police officer. The police officer says nothing, just dead cold stare at this fucking deer. Walks right past us, pulls out his gun, just pow 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 pow. Like, we're like, what the fuck? This is just random. Like, just didn't say anything, didn't give any warning, didn't be like, hey, I'm gonna have to shoot this deer because it's in like a lot of pain. It was just like straight up like right now. But after that, we always messed with Doug. We always said antler fries or deer burger. I think Garrett came up with that actually.
Was he with you guys too?
No, Garrett wasn't with us. Garrett and I never really actually hung out till like after high school, weirdly enough.
That's the same with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they say a lot of people like lose their friendships after high school, but it's like I gained quite a few after high school.
Yeah,
I mean, we were friends in high school, but we just like never hung out outside.
Yeah, we didn't hang out or talk or anything, not really.
But oh yeah, I remember? Yeah, we had Trig. I think we sat beside each other.
Were you in
Trig.
that class?
Yeah.
Like me, you, Garrett, Patrick was
Zane.
in there. Who?
Zane.
Was he in there too?
Yeah, he sat over in the corner.
I don't remember.
I think he was there for a little bit because he got kicked out of.
He got kicked out. I thought he just left. I thought he
Maybe he did just leave. I don't know.
thought he. I don't know. Actually,
I thought he got kicked out.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Can you tell the pigeon story?
Oh yeah. Well, I was trying to save that one for last. The pigeon.
Well, how many more you got?
So
Save that one for last because I like that one.
Okay.
You actually didn't tell me the full. I don't think you told me the full story. Maybe
So
you did.
I have the Cable Man story.
Okay, I don't know that one.
So the Cable Man story is we had an issue with our cable. This was before I got really tech savvy. This is when we were like young. And used to
Grade school, middle school.
well, Doug and I became friends in middle school.
Okay.
So like sixth grade, no, eighth grade is when Doug and I were friends. Cause okay, we'll go with this story. It's kind of a tangent. Jim Bob, bitch slapped the principal in seventh grade and got put in lockup for like a year because
We mean lockup.
so he went to like juvie for like a year.
That seems a little excessive.
So like seventh grade, he was locked up. I never seen this kid in my life.
Why do you, the principal you said?
So I guess the principal put her hands on him,
Okay.
and so he smacked her in the face and got arrested and all kinds of other shit after that. I can't remember what
didn't know
exactly
that.
led to that escalation of her putting her hands on him. But yeah, he straight up.
He doesn't seem like someone who like acts up in school. So it's
Yeah.
kind of.
He never acted up in school. Well, not that I know of. I mean, I guess I never went to school.
Except for maybe then.
Yeah, I had eighth grade with him because then he went through high school. So yeah, he's definitely not the type of person that you would see hitting somebody.
No, no, definitely not.
That, yeah. But 8th grade, it's like, for whatever reason, uh, nobody wanted to be his friend after that. I didn't even know that even happened. So, like, 8th grade, the next school year, I come in to, like, the auditorium, and we always sat in the auditorium before our first period. Like, the buses would run. We'd get there a little bit early. Then we'd all sit on the benches and wait for school to, like, officially start. And so I walked in, and, like, you always had your group of friends. And at that time, I was hanging out with a group of friends. They like to fight and do all kinds of other stuff. It wasn't too good of a crowd. But Jim Bob was just there by himself, just by his lonesome. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go say hey to this kid. I didn't know who the hell he was. So I walked over. I'm like, hey, man, what's your name? He's like, Jim Bob. I'm like, you want to come sit with us? He's like, sure, bucket. That's pretty much how me and started talking, was through school. But yeah, he bitch slapped the principal and got locked up for like a year. Nobody wanted to be his friend after that because I think they were afraid of him. But then it was funny because like he started hanging out with me and like the rough crowd, and so I think everybody thought he was like a tough kid, but he really, he never sought out for violence or anything like that. Neither did I.
Who did you hang out with?
It was just like,
You don't have to name like full names.
uh,
Like anyone I know.
yeah. So like, John Doe. John Doe. No.
I don't think so.
Trying to think. Of course, James.
Yeah, I do know James.
Trying to. Oh man, John Doe. This kid named John Doe. This redheaded boy. I think he might have dropped out after middle school. Actually, Jim Bob.
I know the name. I don't think I've met him.
I mean, there was quite a few people that I hung out
Yeah.
with in middle school,
Yeah.
and then in like high school, it transitioned completely. Like, I started focusing on like, hanging out with, like my wife. Majority of my wife. Hanging out with, different crowds and stuff like that, and then I got kind of like socially, I don't know what you would call it. Not awkward, but like I kind of diverted from.
Exclusive, maybe?
Yeah. Like I started my own shit. Like, I'd talk to whoever and I'd talk to everybody, but I wouldn't like. At lunchtime, like I'd sit down with my girlfriend and hang out with her, and then that's about it. Most of the time, I'd go to computer class and work on computers. Like during English class, like if there was a lot of computers or whatever, I'd just go to the English teacher and say, "Hey, can you give me this packet of homework? I'll just go ahead and do the work, and then go to computer class." And I'm not particularly behind on stuff, but I'd like to go there and work on stuff. So that's what I did most of the time. But anyways, going back to the original story before bitch slapping the principal, the cable man story. So Jim Bob and I, we were, so I had like multiple beds in the upstairs of my house, but the futon, we would stay up all night playing PlayStation 3 on the futon, and then just fall the fuck asleep on the futon. And for like 4 weeks, I want to say, weekends in a row, every time the cable man would come up, Jim Bob and I would be sleeping on the futon. Like, my head would be at his feet, and his head would be at my feet, but like we were sleeping on the futon together. So it was like awkward looking. It was fucked up looking. So the cable man would come in and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm here to fix your cable." And this was like 4 weekends in a row. It wasn't just like one time. One time would be kind of funny, but 4 weekends in a row, this happened back to back to back. And we always joked, we're like, man, I wonder what went through that fucking cable man's head.
What cable did you have?
Direct TV.
Okay.
And so
he had to come back 4 times.
Yeah. Well, he had like a fucking 1,000-foot run-on coax with like 1 gigahertz that, I don't know, every time DirecTV or Dish comes out, they're like, "Oh, you have to use this kind of coax cable," and then they tear all your old coax cable out, which is typically 2.5 gigahertz, and they install their own 1 gigahertz line, which is worse.
Yeah.
And then they're like, if you change providers, don't change this coax cable. Well, obviously, if you're going to want faster internet, because everything's coax, or if you don't want any issues, you're going to go to a higher frequency coax cable. I run 5 gigahertz on everything that I run. But anyways, that's kind of beside the point. Thirsty. All right. Now here comes an Isaac story.
Is it like Isaac and
Jim?
Or is it just Isaac?
It's Isaac and Jim.
Oh, God. Okay.
One day, Isaac and Jim and I are hanging out. And Isaac, out of the blue, just goes, "Hey, Jim Bob, how do you poop without an asshole?" And Jim's like, "What do you mean?" And Isaac's like, "Well, you have Crohn's disease. That means you don't have an asshole." And Jim Bob just did not know how to react but to laugh.
He should have played along with it.
I think he actually did play along with it for a little bit.
We could have Isaac going to this day.
Oh yeah,
telling him that
Jim
doesn't have an asshole.
I think he's out in the lobby right now. Somebody's in the lobby.
I'll go take a look.
The next one's another Isaac story.
Is it the Best Buy one?
It is the Best Buy one. All right, so Jim Bob texts me with this TV he wants to buy. He's like, "Hey, is this a good TV? Blah blah blah. You know, it's 55-inch for like $250. No, it's for $300." So I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's all right, I guess. It's a UHD. It's not like an QLED or OLED or nothing."
He doesn't need anything fancy, anyways.
No, it's for his man cave. Well, Isaac's like, "Yeah, what you guys doing?" I said, "Well, we're about to head up to Best Buy. He's going to go buy a TV." I told Isaac straight up what we were doing. And so Isaac's like, "Hey, you mind if I go with?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine. Come on with us." Well, we fucking head up to Best Buy, and Jim Bob, gets out. And we're walking in, and we're looking around at the TVs and stuff, and Jim goes, "I'm going to look around a little bit, see if I can find a better deal on something." So, all right. Isaac and I are going to go look at these used TVs, or open box. And Isaac finds the exact same model as the one Jim sent me, open box, for like $230. And goes over to Jim Bob and says, "Hey, Jim Bob, I found the TV you're looking for $230, open box." And Jim Bob goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll look around a little bit more." So Isaac walks over, picks it up, takes it to the counter, and fucking buys it. Right out from underneath Jim Bob. Well, not only that, but not only does he okay, what happened was he picked it up, walked over to the counter, and said, "Hey, Jim Bob, I'm buying the TV." And Jim's like, "The one that you told me was the same one I was looking for, but open box?" Isaac said, "Yeah." So Jim Bob walks over, kind of like looks at me and goes, "Hey, does he realize that he should let me buy that TV because that's like what I came here for?" And I just said, "I don't think he realizes." And Jim's like, "If it was anybody else, I would be pissed off. But he does not realize." So we just watch. And he goes to buy the TV, swipes his card, denied. Jim Bob gets his credit card out and he was going to tap it on there and have it purchase it, but decides, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Just because that might piss Isaac off. So Isaac gets a different card out. Transaction accepted. Buys the TV right out from underneath Jim Bob. And then Jim Bob's like, "Motherfucker." Then he goes over and has to buy $70 more for a brand new, the same thing. And then Isaac has the nerve to go, "Oh, you want to come back to my place and we can hook it up?" Jim's like, "No, I don't want to fucking hook up the TV that you bought from underneath of me." Oh, fuck.
And you had to explain to him too, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to explain to him, like, that this is why.
That was a kind of a fucked up thing to do.
That was pretty fucked up. Not gonna lie. And then, yeah, sometimes I wonder.
He didn't need a TV anyways.
No, not at all.
Why he bought it.
He actually sold the TV that he took off of his bedroom wall to put that one on. He sold that other one. And he's like, "You think Jim Bob want to buy it?" I said, "No, he doesn't want to buy a used TV. Like, the one you bought isn't used. It's open box. Like, somebody probably purchased it, took it home, took it out of the box, and then realized, I better not, because I might not be able to afford this or something, Yeah. So, lastly, the pigeon story. One day, Jim Bob, my friend Imung, and I are... okay, first of all, I go and I pick Jim up from his workplace. And we're going to go eat at a place called Bob's Lunch that's like local here. So it's me, my friend Imung, and Jim Bob. And we all get in my vehicle and we all head to Bob's Lunch. Oh, we're in the parking lot. We're getting out. And as we're starting to enter the building, this pigeon comes out of nowhere and like swoops down on the Jim Bob head and like starts flapping its wings really freaking hard. It's like, and starts freaking out. He's like ducking and running. He's like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" So he runs into into Bob's Lunch, and he's like, "What the hell was that all about?" And I was like, "I don't know. A pigeon just come down and freaking started attacking you. Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life." But as we were in there, I said, "Listen," I said, pigeons, along with crows, they're pretty smart. Like, they will remember people and they remember how to, directions and everything like that. I mean, like, think of a carrier pigeon, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell does that even work? But, so I was like, don't be surprised if this fucker's still outside waiting on you. And he's like, oh, no, it'll be gone by then. Well, it was not gone by then. We came out, and that pigeon started swooping down, like swooping, like whoosh, and back up. And he did it like 5 times. It was like running as fast as he could to my vehicle. And at that time, I had like a keyless entry. You know, I had to be standing by it for you to be able to open the door. He's like hitting the button. He's like, "Oh my god, this fucking pigeon's about to get me!"
When did this happen?
Oh, this was. So we rented that place diagonal from where he worked.
Okay, so it was before you bought this place.
Yeah.
Sometime between 2020 and like 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I bought this place in 22.
Was it 22? I thought it was 23. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah. It was right by the laundromat there. We were.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's why I picked him up from work, was because he was already there, basically at my work. You know what I mean? Anyways, then he's like, I was like, well, I was kind of joking in a way because I didn't think it would be like actual. I said, don't be surprised if this fucker follows us all the way from where we're at to your work. And it did. It followed us all the way back across town to his place of employment. And it never followed him home. It stayed at for like, I want to say 3 to 6 months. Nobody except for one person, I think. Well, of course, my worker, Austin, he could account for it, and Chris Allen, he would be able to account for it because I know for a fact he took pictures of this pigeon and put them on his Instagram and like used our Canon camera and took like these really high res, like really good looking pictures online and posted them online. But we just called it the Collins Tech pigeon. But that fucker, he wouldn't fly. He'd land on the ground and he'd walk around. Like he would just walk. And Jim Bob was terrified of this little fucking pigeon. He had to outside. So there was a point where he would like, he'd lock the door so people wouldn't be able to just open the door and come in. They'd try to open the door and it wouldn't open, so they'd knock and he'd come and open the door and make sure that this pigeon wasn't around about to fucking come in. Dude, this pigeon like ruined his life for like 3 to 6 months. And I remember him like in his Carhartt bibs, like coming outside, like looking around, like, oh, this pigeon.
Because of a pigeon.
All because of a pigeon. And I guess one of the customers came out and like held their finger out and it like landed on their finger. So we're thinking that maybe it was a pet pigeon who was trained not to attack people, but
to attack.
Not to attack Jim Bob person, okay? Not to attack people. But I think that it might have thought that maybe it was its owner. Jim Bob was its owner or something. Maybe Jim Bob had a scent or, he's got that hair. Maybe it thought it was its owner.
Did
Jim
know the guy who owned the pigeon?
No, we never found out who owned the pigeon. It just decided to leave one day.
Was it just a customer that came in?
Just a random customer held his finger out and it landed on it. Jim Bob.
Getting bullied by a pigeon.
Yeah. Which just kind of like leads me to the last story. Now that we're talking about animals, I'll tell the story about the squirrel head on my antenna. So when we were in school, this is just a random story. Somebody went squirrel hunting, and when they, went to cook the squirrel, they chopped the head off of the squirrel. Well, they put it in salt to preserve it, and they thought it would be funny to stick it on the antenna of my little 1999 Chevy Cavalier while it was parked in the John Marshall parking lot. So it had to have been somebody that I went to school with. Well, I drove around with that squirrel head on my antenna because I didn't want to touch it. That was the main reason that I drove around with it. It's because I did not want to touch it because it's fucking disgusting. Well, it was cold out when it happened. Well, I drove around with that thing like all over the place. Well, one day I'm driving down Route 7 and a police officer pulled me over. He said, "Do you know why I'm pulling you over?" And I said, "No, sir. I really don't. I was going the speed limit. Tags are good. Inspection's good on my vehicle. I really don't know why you're pulling me over." He said, "I could give you a fine for animal cruelty." How did you think of it? Animal cruelty for decapitating a squirrel and putting it on your antenna. I said, "Well, officer, somebody else put that squirrel head on my antenna. I really don't have any idea who it was. And I really don't want to get animal cruelty for that." He goes, "Well, next time I see you, just drive down through here. Just make sure you don't have it on there." So I had to go get like gloves and take his squirrel head off my antenna, which was absolutely disgusting.
How long did you have it on your antenna?
Long enough for it to start to decay, and it started at the top of my antenna, and it slowly went down all the way down to the base.
And you just, oh god,
I didn't want to touch it. It started getting warm out, and I didn't want to touch it.
So you're just like, I mean, when I sell this car, man,
Yeah.
I got to explain this somehow.
At some point, I'd get somebody else to take it off.
Is that it? Is that all the stories you got?
Yeah. I think that's all the stories I got. That's all the stories I got today. Maybe I'll, think of some more stories and write them down.
Give a couple months, he'll come up with 5 more.
Yeah.
God knows what he's gonna do.
Well, so yeah, that concludes the podcast about Jim Bob. For now, I mean, I'm sure there will be more later on.
We'll have a part 2.
Part 2 with Jim Bob.
Yeah, we'll some stories will probably be brought up.
Yeah. Of course, shout out to Isaac. He was mentioned a couple times. I still need to get him on the podcast.
We gotta schedule that.
Could be right now, but
He's too busy.
too busy.
Yep.
Busy doing what?
Probably nothing.
You're right. Nah, I'm just joking. He's busy right now, so he's got a busy life, He works Pepsi part-time.
Yeah, it's a busy life.
That's it. Yeah, I got a busy life, I work 60 plus hours in a coal mine a week, and then work
Do this.
40 plus hours at Collins Tech, And then, I've been doing this as a side hustle here, this podcast. I got pretty busy too. He's got it worse. Pepsi part time.
He's kind of full. He's not full time technically, but he
I know,
kind of
he works
works
full
like
time hours.
he has like a full time schedule.
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions about that, but he has a lot of opinions about it too. So maybe the next podcast will be Isaac on here. Which, if that's the case, I don't know if we have any real stories to tell about Isaac. I know
We have some. I know we got some.
that we definitely have. I have videos on my YouTube channel that we can play during the podcast to show them, to go over them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can do that.
I know that's a thing, but
Chad.
all right. Well, this is gonna conclude the podcast now that
Chad, your
my camera took a shit.
Yeah.
So this is the Chat Insights podcast. And until next time, we will see you later.